Yo, what's good? You dub back here again in 2019. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Now, y'all know be about the logic, reason, facts, and evidence. That is one of my models in life, and it's actually how my mind functions. Is a principle of my life: logic, reason, facts, and evidence. So, my friends, it's comedic, and I love when friends be joking with it. But 2019 gonna have to start doing some myth busting more and more. I've already started in the entertainment. We gonna hit sports and more. Well, I did it. I forget when I did the limitations of science. That was some myth busting. Gonna have to continue to do some more myth busting out here. All right, we're doing it all kinds of things. So be prepared for that. But out here, this video, you see the title: 10 sports more difficult than baseball. Now, I capped it at 10. There could be, and there are others. But I want to give definitive examples of sports, and this is a ranking of these sports as far as in being more difficult. And y'all know how I get that. I will explicitly explain why each of these sports is not only more difficult in baseball, but you'll see exactly as to why they rank at a certain point in this list. Without further ado, coming in at number 10, golf. Now, some of you, I know there's going to, first and foremost, for those who don't know, and you'll see, Wonder has played pretty much every single one of these sports or has participated in pretty much every single one of these sports. And you can say, well, you're being too anecdotal. Oh, I can use myself, who has been an athlete for most of my life, as well as being into every single one of these sports and many others. I'm actually a qualified candidate. Unlike most people who you see these sports analysts and whatever be jaw jacking and running their mouths, who you know good and well don't be into these sports. I actually am a huge. I love sports. It's one of my major loves in life. Right? Love all sports, and so I can qualify. As I was saying, because I had to get that disclaimer out the way in case I got some haters out here. All right? Know my background. I played these, done these various kind of things. Right? Golf. Golf, golf. Let me tell y'all something about myself. All right. I did not grow up playing baseball. I played my first year of baseball was I kind of played for a varsity squad, but I didn't really see time, field time, and I had no problems. All right. I was eighth grade, but small school, it's more of a story another time. Whole thing is one of the reasons I didn't play baseball when I was a kid. Remember, there was a choice that my dad gave me, and it was you want to play this sport here. You're talking about baseball. I had some friends who played little league and such, or basketball. My brothers, but my older brothers played, my pops played, whatever. And I chose basketball for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is because I was afraid of getting hit. Now I don't fear anything, I really don't, except God, my creator, and that's out of the utmost respect. But at the time when I was a kid, I didn't want to be hit. Well, when you get hit in the helmet with baseballs, when you get hit, like I can talk about the times when I got hit, but that hesitancy went away. Uh, Here's the thing, man. Junior, senior year, okay, upperclassmen years. Freshman year didn't play. Sophomore year I would have played, but I got an injury in basketball that kept me out of the second half of the basketball season. I tried to go a few times, but it was a bruised thigh, such kind of like some Kawhi Leonard injury. And then the first couple weeks of baseball, I wasn't able to play. But then junior, senior year, I played, and I got to a point where I was a captain. I was pretty damn good. I wouldn't say I was phenomenal, but I could do bad thing. I could field, I could catch, I could hit. They can put me in them cages, bro. I'll put in the work. Put me in them cages. And if I was up at bat, I was hitting like if I would have got 3 times, I would have been a 333 hitter. I was never a power hitter. I could run the bases. I could play a game. I believe I'm qualified enough to say I was not. I went MLB. I went major league level. But I could have possibly played college ball. I was pretty good. I was pretty good. So there's that. And here's the thing, man. Here, I watched a number of players. I know players. Dog. There are some people who are not great athletes who can play baseball. That's fact number one. You can say, what about golf? I'll get to that in a second. There's players out here who specialize. There's players out who can really run and play baseball. Now, that's going to come back to these other sports later. But golf. Let me tell you about my golf experience. I went and played with some homies, right? Bruh. One of the most difficult things I ever done in my life. I've done a lot of difficult things. Driving a golf ball is ridiculously hard. Anyone who's ever golfed, some of y'all done seen Sir Charles Barkley try to swang off the tee. Putting that son of a bitch. Putting that son of a bitch. Playing golf is difficult as all hell. Alright? It is hard. It is unnecessarily hard. And don't let yourself get caught in that sand trap. Oh my, trying to find a lost ball. Golfing is way more difficult than it ever was hitting a baseball. Golfing is a mental game like hell. Dog. Why is it that you have these superior athletes try to come play golf? They could come play baseball, but try to come play golf? Oh no. Oh no. Way more high level skill when it comes to golf than it does baseball. And that's just the bottom line, bro. We could debate about this, but I want somebody to try and tell me how golf is hard, easier than baseball. Coming in at number 9, gymnastics. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do most of the gymnastics stuff. I'll keep it real for the people. A lot of y'all out here too, y'all be like, I can hear the baseball, I can feel the baseball, I can catch a baseball. I can throw that thing. I ain't getting up on them bars very well. I'm not doing all the cartwheel. Well, I can do cartwheel, but the different flips. Almost put figure skating on here, but some can make a debate with baseball versus figure skate. But with gymnastics, especially male gymnastics, them rings, the vault and all that. Oh no, way more athletically difficult. Way more. And it only scales up. Coming in number 8, skateboarding. I never could get right proper pop with skateboarding. Skateboarding, the different things that these dudes do on just street skating. Let's not even talk about vert. That's not talking about a half pipe, off the kickers, these different moves. Now, here's the thing. I had homies who did both. I had homies who played baseball and did skating. Dudes still, can go into their like 40s, struggle playing baseball. Here's the thing, longevity. Baseball, you got guys out here can play in their like 50s, potentially. Right? Skateboarding, you can't do it. It's way more physically demanding. Kills the knees, the stuff to be able to do, to be able to ride. Way more difficult than baseball. Baseball, shoot, there's a lot of standing and stuff. A lot of lack of activity. It's a hell of a lot more specialized. Skateboarding, there is no love lost in that sport. It's called an extreme sport for a reason. Coming in at number 7, marathon running. Now, I don't believe, I shouldn't have to explain why marathon running is superior. 26.2 miles. Again, this goes back to a lot of baseball players. How many of them dudes trash when it comes to running? The endurance, the stamina. Try running a couple miles and see. Just walk 20 miles. Been there, done that. Do you know the kind of condition you have to be in? And some of these people are able to run under 2 hours? 26.2 miles? Come on now. A lot of these baseball players would die within the first 5 to 10 miles. Come on now. Like, what are we talking about here? Coming in number 6, swimming. Another thing that is difficult as hell for me. Baseball, way easier. Way easier than it is swimming. Come on now. Swimming on your back, doing a butterfly stroke, even just doing freestyle, breaststroke, all that. Way more difficult. Way more taxing on the body than baseball ever is. Come on now. Let's be honest. Now we to the top 5. Those ones, some of y'all might argue against. Fine. These ones, good luck arguing against this top 5. Decathlon. It's 10 events for y'all who don't know. Go look up the decathlete events. How many baseball players are more skilled than that? I'll wait. Way more athleticism in those events than what you see in baseball. And I don't want this to seem like it's a shade against baseball. because I rock with baseball. But there's this asinine notion. I'm gonna get to the things about hitting a baseball being the hardest thing in sports. It's not. It's really not. Like, put things in their proper perspectives. Okay. Number four, the triathlon. For those of you who don't know what the triathlon is, I mean, I consider possibly putting ski and stuff, but there's a lot of people out here who are not that athletic who do things like ski. When it comes to triathlon, some of this we've already had this. Pretty much marathon running, swimming, as well as, let's see, cycling. I almost had cycling on the list, but then I declined because, again, that's one too debatable from baseball. But cycling, swimming, and running, one of the hardest sporting, along with the decathlon on the planet, one of the hardest sporting events. And it's obvious that I did not put combative sports because if you know me, I deal with the martial arts. I should have said that earlier, but you know, I think people will understand why I didn't put combat sports on here. Whole different, wholly different thing. Number three, these top three are something special. The first one is hockey. It's hard enough to skate. I can barely skate. All right, I skate such. It's hard enough to skate. Now we gotta go fast, fly a puck around, hit that thing. If you're a goalie, you have to defend, and you have to get up from getting tackled and hit physically. Like, bro, the physicality of hockey is on a different level than baseball is. And it's not the fact that there is contact as well. Put all the stuff you have to do while skating, forwards, backwards, side to side, everything on there. Come on now. Y'all know hockey's way more difficult than baseball is. It's not a question. Man, please. Please. That's why you don't really everybody pretty much be respecting hockey, bro. No one throws shade at hockey. Cause hockey's hard as hell. It's hard as hell. Coming in at number two, rugby. For y'all who don't know rugby, y'all need to learn the game of rugby over here in the States. Rugby is phenomenal. More difficult than football, more difficult than baseball. Rugby is hard. It's hard and not hard. I'll get into more of how I describe rugby in another video because it's just that awesome of a sport. But if you've never played or watched rugby, I suggest you watch it, then come back and try to tell me baseball is more difficult than that thing. You got to play offense and defense. You have to have the stamina of a soccer football player. You have to have that kind of stamina. You have to have the lateral movement of a basketball player. You have to have the toughness of a football player. All wrapped into one in its own cerebral game. Baseball don't require that. It doesn't require you to think on the fly like rugby does. For one, let alone the physicality of the game, the athletic encompassing ability of the game that's generally required. I say generally because there are some exceptions, but that's next level rugby playing. And then finally, the sport that's absolutely, and I don't, you'll hear this, you'll hear baseball players throw shade at this sport. I play both, bro. Basketball. Now you could say, shouldn't basketball be way lower on the list? Are you showing bias now? I've talked about how hockey, if you can skate, okay, go. All of these sports, if you can swim well, there are people who can swim well. Try to put them on the basketball court. There are dudes who can play rugby. Try to put them on the basketball court. Let me put it this way: basketball. I've said this simplest, most complex game, and I may have to do a video on basketball in that regard. But when it comes to basketball, dude, everything's tested. Stamina's tested. Quickness is tested. Leaping ability. Um, Pretty much you name it, it's tested. Dexter, like everything you can think of physically, it's tested when it comes to basketball. And sometimes at the drop of a dime, you'll see all types of body shapes. That's another thing. With these other sports, is you generally usually see it more specialized. Basketball, well, really the top three. There is no specialization at all. But with basketball, anyone can get this work. Any and all can come play ball. Simple. But to be effective, mm-mm. Baseball is definitely not more difficult than basketball. Baseball, like, dude, you have some dude again. You have some dudes who can't run. They wouldn't survive a day on the court. They would get exposed and embarrassed. Basketball, athletes. Baseball is athletes. But baseball is specialist athletes. Basketball is an athlete. Rugby is an athlete. Hockey's an athlete. There's levels to this shit. As in everything. Try, unexpected one to like, unsubscribe. I'm pretty sure my subscribers are going to agree with me. I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone who watches this video will agree with me. But in case you disagree with me, again, I play pretty much all these sports and participate in all these sports. You can comment. We can talk and debate this. I would love to. But please come with some legitimate stuff. And this isn't a hate on baseball. This is a fact speaking on baseball. I rock with baseball. It's just some folks who these old men out here just sitting on their asses spewing this mess, or you got some baseball players who are clearly biased, talking and jaw jacking. Try to get those baseball players to come out and play basketball and get torched on this court and get this working pressure. Exactly. Run them off the floor. Don't come out here whining because of a little contact. Oh, basketball's soft. I almost put football, soccer up here, but these other examples are more concrete. Right? Try to see them baseball players come out rugby. We take one hit and see what happens. Exactly. All right, y'all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.